Joining us now to discuss the crypto markets and what happened with Kraken is DFD Partners President Bilal Little. Welcome back, Bilal.
Thank you, Lawrence. Are we talking Pirates of the Caribbean here?
No, we're talking
way back.
Yeah, no, it's not. It was a great film with Harry Hamlin. I suggest you. Yeah, it's anyway. So yeah, as we were saying, Bitcoin, Ether, everything falling because of Kraken. What happened with Kraken and the SEC. Would love to know your response now that staking as a service seems to be something in the crosshairs of our regulators.
Yeah, look, let me just say this, like there's perceived reaction of what actually happened, and then there's what happened. So what we see coming out of the SEC right now, and I think, Commissioner Hester's, Pierce's comments were kind of telling that there's some fragmentation on the approach, right? It seems as though the SEC is not kind of providing broad clarity still, and we all want that, right? They continue to suppress the markets, and I think that's why you see the price of Bitcoin sell off here over this knee-jerk reaction, but I don't think it's telling. I think the markets have probably looked past that. They're looking at CPI next week. They're looking obviously at non-farm payroll numbers, which continue to surprise positively to the upside. The market seems to be in the early stages, in my opinion, of a slight bull cycle.
Yeah, and so we saw a bunch of liquidations overnight. Once this all happened, there was almost $250 million in liquidations, and these were the longs who were taken out. What's your view here in the futures market as well? I mean, what do you think will change in terms of whether or not it becomes backwardized or contango?
Yeah, look, we hit some resistance of 24,000. You can call it this particular case, obviously causing that resistance, whatever that may be. There's some positive news that's really taking place right now. One, Bitcoin non-zero wallet address balances hit 44 million, right? So that's a new record. The same with Ethereum. They hit 93 million. And we continue to see building, developing, and increased usage of decentralized applications, which obviously are nice, good tailwinds, but also just from the wealth management side. Let me just give you a little bit of perspective. 78% of the financial advisors that make investments on behalf of investors say that they plan to increase and or build a stronger allocation within crypto. So we still see a nice tailwind coming on the back of where prices are today. So I think this presents a nice, interesting entry point for some investors.
You'll say that equities and cryptocurrencies have no doubt had a strong start to the year, and despite the Fed, you think we might be in the early innings of the next crypto bull market. Walk us through that.
Yeah, look, I'm bullish on crypto right now. Look, we're seeing mainstream adoption. We're seeing great innovative use cases. We're also seeing great institutional adoption continue, right? So even at Davos, and then coming off of Davos, you had folks like Jenny Johnson over at Franklin Templeton talking extremely positive about many of the use cases of various crypto tokens. She has gone as far as even pointing out individual tokens like Helium. So we're seeing continued momentum behind this, but we're also seeing great signs from governments around the entire world and across the country continue to look to, yes, they want to provide protection for investors and build out that right infrastructure. So that for us is a positive, optimistic sign that what lies ahead is you'll see more investment, you'll see a greater use of the technology, and you'll just continue to see momentum behind the asset class, in our opinion.
Along the lines, do you think what do you think it'll mean for volatility in general? If you're trading the options market, do you think you'll see more volatility, even if it is to the upside? Do you think this will happen quickly enough that you might see a spike in vols?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just think about it, Lawrence. I mean, the last 8 months or so, we've been hovering between 24,000 on the peak side, 24.6, and then to the bottom. If you kind of factor in FTX, you're talking 15,000. Outside of that, it's been pretty range bound between 21 and 24,000. All positive signs. Yes, the volatility likely picks up because you're going to obviously start to see additional headwinds that may come from either I would say, isolated SEC case hearings, something like what we're seeing now, and or you might see some volatility just come from the equity markets as the Fed starts to turn things around. But what you initially saw is, look, unemployment's still low. Investors are still moving cash off the sidelines. They need to identify better return profiles, and Bitcoin and cryptocurrency might provide that. And I think you're also seeing more development happening on the innovative product side within crypto as investors look to have a unique access point to various tools that they can actually participate in.
Where do you
Bilal,
see Bitcoin at the end of the year, Bilal?
Repeat that. My apologies.
Where do you see Bitcoin at the end of the year?
You know, that's always a good, strong case, but I am much more bullish on Bitcoin where we are today. And given the lack of commitment by the SEC, I think you'll continue to see Bitcoin probably push over 30 to 40,000. I think it's going to get there over a very bumpy road, though.
All right.
Bilal, you need to see, before we go, Clash of the Titans, 1981. That's the film.
All right.
Clash, that's what,
that is the real release of the Kraken.
Yes, Ursula Andress is also in it. Burgess Meredith, everyone's in this movie. It's incredible. It's incredible.
All
Just
right. Movie recommendations, yeah. Bitcoin outlook. Thank you, Bilal. That was DFD Partners President Bilal Little.